something to consider is like when you go into your, like here it's Pick and Save, Metro Market. It's either a Coke display or a Pepsi display or Lay's potato chips. It's big brands that are buying up that space. They also have marketing budgets to accompany that. So a lot of times, I know I'm working with a customer right now who's a big partner with Coke. And Coke is helping offset some of their costs of the digital upgrade.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Howard Company's Branding, Signage, and Technology podcast. I'm joined by two recurring guests, Kevin and Tusha. Tusha from our design department and Kevin from our sales team, who has had your role kind of switched since the last time you've been on this. You want to explain what happened?
Sure. So we had a territorial shift. So I now get to cover the West Coast and work with QSRs and convenience stores. So I'm really excited for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of flights.
So today I want to dive into designing for impulse purchases in C-stores and grocery stores.
Awesome.
So both markets are kind of a focus for us. So and I know we've done a lot of C-store projects, or at least they're growing. And then we've done some grocery stores. So we're kind of getting to signage for both of those more and more. So I just want to start by, maybe from your guys' personal experience, how does the shopper's mindset differ between going into a C-store versus shopping in a grocery store?
So in my opinion, they're not too different, other than when you were in the convenience store, everything's fast. So like when I go to the grocery store or when people are going to the grocery store, they generally have a list. They're not just going for one or two items, and it's a more thought out process. So on the C-store side, it's hey, I'm grabbing fuel. I want a coffee. You know what? I am a little hungry. Let's see what else I can get.
100%.
But on the grocery store side, you're looking at end caps and placement on shelvings and different items on top of branding and menu boards and messaging, to where items are getting pushed at different places for the impulse. You know what? Yeah, I will get 2 for $1 for the Ritz crackers for my kids because they're right here and they're available, and I'm by the deli, and it's a good placement, that sort of a thing. But the signage can help with that, on the fact of like reminding and subliminally like putting in their head, hey, remember that we have these LTOs going right now, and they'll be placed in places of the store that they're not going to get missed, sort of a thing.
So I was going to say something very similar to Kevin in terms of like showing LTOs, because I've done work in both C-stores and grocery stores, and I've done something very similar where it's like, oh, they want to showcase their 2 for $1, and they want it to be rotating every 5 seconds. So I've done something very similar for both scenarios, and I guess it just kind of really depends on what they want to showcase to you, right? Like with what Kevin was saying, they have different signage for wayfinding, and there's different scenarios in which you want to use different types of signage too. So it just kind of all really depends.
Yeah, I think what you said. I think of having a list versus not having a list.
Yeah. Correct.
And that's the biggest thing. And then at least for C stores, we'll kind of talk about this later with outdoor solutions. But C stores, you have the question of how do you get people in the store who might just be going to get gas. So what would you say some of the biggest untapped opportunities are, as far as signage goes for both of these markets?
So on the C-store side, it's grabbing hold now that Verizon and AT&T haven't bought every screen in the country from Samsung and LG. It's the Hybrite. So, obviously there's rules and regulations about placement of these Hybrite monitors. It's a monitor that's inside of your windowsill, but it is projecting LTOs at the brightness of a outdoor screen to draw the people into the store from the pump.
Gotcha.
The main issue is making sure that you're up to code so that your employees can see the pumps for emergency shutoffs, things like that. Like it can't be blocked.
Mm-hmm.
But with the modernization of these C-stores that we are seeing, floor-to-ceiling windows, big, bright ambient light, there's room to place them. And so we've seen a lot of success of drawing the people from the pump in. Obviously with the pumps now too, the solutions are there where there's not just the GSTV or the radio that comes on as you're pumping.
Right.
They have like 27-inch touchscreen full display where you can push advertising there. We don't sell that, by the way. We don't sell that pump, but we work in a capacity to manage the content on there.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Hybrite has been a big seller for us in I would say it really started taking place in like mid to late 2025. We were seeing a lot of those moving out to stores with the footprint that could do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Tusha, from your perspective, being a designer, so obviously the alternative to a Hybrite window-facing display would be a poster,
right?
Static poster on the outside, which we do both. But these are two markets that are continuously updating their LTOs, pricing. What is the turnaround time for updates to printed graphics versus digital displays?
I think the biggest answer to that question is with digital displays, we can push content as soon as possible, right? Whereas with the printed graphic, it's going to take time to get that printed, get that shipped out to the correct location. Whereas with digital, we can press a button and it's on your screens ASAP.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest kind of question there is, how often they're going to be changing out content, changing out LTOs, and just really kind of what you like for display. Like, we have some customers who prefer a static poster board over a digital display. It just kind of really depends on their audience as well. Like, let's say for bigger chains, I'd say they lean more towards digital. It just gives you more opportunity to show different types of LTOs, animation, show off your branding more. But with mom and pa's, they kind of lean more towards the static stuff because it is a little bit cheaper too. They're not changing out content as much.
Yeah.
But it's all really just kind of a case scenario with that.
Were you thinking about lead time? Is that what you were guessing?
Yeah, sometimes too.
Yeah, so like Howard Company, we do the all where we print and cut and ship from here. So I think I can safely say, and I don't think Victoria will be upset with this.
At this moment.
As long as we are not in the middle of a rollout of printed graphics for another company,
Right.
Lead times are in the two week area is a safe turnaround time.
Yeah.
But obviously if we are printing around the clock for a 200 store rollout of seasonal graphics, it might get pushed back. But you can always check with us because we always will connect with them. We're all in the same building, which is really awesome. So we can communicate and double check before you were to purchase what an expected lead time would be.
Yep.
Yeah, because I just think that obviously QSRs and C stores, you see a lot of those different specials and seasonal updates. But I feel like every time I go into a grocery store, specifically, the layout's different, or like the entryway is different with something going on.
Right.
So I know that they constantly are going through design updates.
Yeah, and something to consider is like when you go into your, like here it's Pick and Save, Metro Market. It's either a Coke display or a Pepsi display or Lay's potato chips. It's big brands that are buying up that space. They also have marketing budgets to accompany that. So a lot of times, I know I'm working with a customer right now who's a big partner with Coke. And Coke is helping offset some of their costs of the digital upgrade. So like it's case by case, but it's something that if you are a partner with the big brands on your fountain machines and your things, it's worth asking your rep to see if there's any budgeting to assist on that.
Yeah.
Which can help offset the cost of things.
Yeah. So we hit on a little bit with, again, the Hybrite displays, but I do want to dive into some outdoor solutions.
Yeah.
And again, people go to a grocery store, they're already planning to go in. C-store, they might be at the pump and are like, I'm not planning, I don't need anything from inside. Mm-hmm. But how do we get them to come in? So Hybrite is technically an indoor solution, but it projects to the outside. So what are some other things for both of these markets that can really entice people, again, whether at a C-store to get them to go in, or if they're in a grocery store, they see something and they're like, oh, that's not on my list, I should add it.
Yeah, pop signs, like, you know, on bollards and on the things around the pumps. I mean, obviously the beer vendors and the people are going to give you those with your plan, but if you have your own kitchen and you are trying to push your own style of food, not if you have a Burger King in the side of your convenience store, it'll be Burger King branding. Right. But like if you have your own style of kitchen and things that you want to push, we can do those prints and do those signs. When it comes to outdoor solutions, you know, the first thing that comes to mind in the convenience store world is the bollard print work signs that you would see. So the triangle based outdoor signs. Now a lot of C stores are going to get those from their beer vendors, from their Coke, Pepsi. That's included in their package with the vendor, but we're seeing those being printed here for, like, if they have their own kitchen or things that they want to push out that's organically theirs. So, you know, not the Burger King in the side of your convenience store. Right. It's like, hey, I have my own kitchen. I may even have my own drive-thru at that point too, to push content that's yours, not, you know, just the 2-for-1 20-ounce Cokes.
Right.
And then, you know, there's also, you know, to dive back into digital. Sorry, I'm a digital guy. I like digital in the right scenario. And outdoor monitors have come a long way, not just in like quality of them, but in the availability and sizes. Yeah. So, you know, 3 years ago it was like, oh, you could get a 55-inch or you can get a 22-inch, and that's it. Now there's an array of sizes, so a lot of people are either mounting them directly to their canopies, so like not on the pump itself, but right next to it. Other people, I've had people ask like, hey, can I buy a single panel preview board that like would be in the drive-thru, but can I mount it right next to my pumps, or outside of parking stalls, so that I can put different displays on. So, you know, any outside the box thinking we'll never say no to. But I say those would probably be the two main ones that I see.
Okay. I wonder from a design perspective, what, because you want to obviously use your brand standards in all your branding, your LTOs that you push, your special promotions and whatnot. But how do you balance brand standards with the need to be disruptive when it comes to all these specials where usually the stickers are the red and yellows that catch people's attention?
And I think you hit it right in the head there with what you just said. It's when a brand is so consistent that, you know, when they do something new and they release a new LTO, and it's, you know, if it is red and green, all of a sudden they release something blue or something super out of the ordinary that you're like, let's just use like McDonald's for an example. If you see, you know, their golden arches, you know that's McDonald's, right? But if they do an LTO where, oh, we're changing this to like a lime green for this like ecto cooler type of drink or something like that, you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, you're so used to this brand being so consistent that when they do change something, you're intrigued. You want to know why, or you want to go try out this new product. And so I think that's the reason why keeping that brand consistency throughout, your whole time as a company is so important, is because when you do small changes like that, that's what draws people in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then from your perspective, Kevin, someone who has kids, what works for them as far as impulse purchases? Because I can imagine, at least when I was a kid, it's like, Mom, I want that, I want that, I want that.
It's all about placement. It's all about, like you see it in the C-store, like my kids right now are obsessed with these juice box bottles that have the caricatures on the top. Like they have Sonic ones. They have Gabby Dollhouse. My daughter's obsessed with Gabby's Dollhouse right now. So there's Cakey Cat, and there's all these different things that were like, but they're down on their level.
Yeah.
And it's getting the adults to that section, and then the kids are seeing it.
Yeah.
Because it's at a lower level. And then also, just, especially at the C-store, it's really, really hard, whatever, I'm going to segue to it. People don't want to go into the store. They don't want to get their kids out of the car. So drive-thru in the convenience store has really taken off.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I really don't want to have to lug in my 2 or 3 kids.
Right.
One's in the car seat. Now I'm holding the car seat and I'm pushing through one. If there's a drive-thru available, advertising at the pump, they know, they see your brandage on the signs. The kids say they're hungry. They're always hungry.
Yeah.
What I would advise against, though, is don't try to sell everything in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
So don't have your employees running around for a 20-ounce Mountain Dew, a bag of Skittles.
Right.
Mom's getting her coffee, cigarettes and scratch-offs. Like, don't try to sell those through the drive-thru. People will come in for those no matter what.
Yep.
Treat it like you're a fast food chain. Pick your 12 to 15 most popular food items and set up a second fountain machine by your pickup window, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's when you try and do too much that it ends up either employee burnout and nobody wants to do it and they're unhappy, and then your customer service stinks.
Yeah.
Or it just backs up the line way too much to do that. I know Sheetz, I believe it's Sheetz. Yeah, Sheetz currently on the East Coast, they do that. They have a 24-hour drive-through where you can basically order everything, but they have enough dedicated staff that their job is to literally walk the store and pick things out and bring it out. So if staffing is an issue, don't try it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's something that your team really advocates for, especially every time they're on this podcast, is, don't overdo menu designs.
Right.
Keep it simple. Not everything needs to have a picture, but you need to have some pictures.
Exactly that.
The amount of text, so that's 100%. Just kind of an ongoing message. But, I think this was a great conversation.
Awesome.
Obviously, C-stores and grocery stores, there's a lot of signage strategy that goes behind it all. Even from the little product tags on every shelf.
Right.
So we do have anatomies for both the grocery store and the convenience store. The grocery store is a brand new one, so feel free to request a download for that. We'll send it to you right away. But if you have any questions more about strategy, even from the parking lot, what size text should you be having on your Hybrite screens or window clings? Just reach out to us. Every small detail we can address. So
call us, text us, email us. We would love to talk to you. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So on to the fun question.
Yep.
I'm ready.
So 1 month out of the year is erased.
Okay.
So the year includes 11 months. Mm-hmm. Which month are you removing and why?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
It's hard because I'm trying to think of like, special holidays for just like, everyone in America, United States, but like
you're not gonna get kids.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like, it's part of it, but like
let's just set the the note now that we are not feeling, or this isn't against anybody's birthdays, right. Or like we're not dissing anybody.
My first what I want to say first is February, just because it is the shortest month, right? So like if we get rid of it, I guess it doesn't really change much, but that's my answer.
I'm November.
Okay.
I'm November because baseball just ended. Football's just kind of getting started. Thanksgiving, I think we should have awesome Thanksgiving meals whenever we want. I don't think we just need to have it on Thanksgiving.
That's a good answer.
Like, I would eat that all the time. That's like my favorite meal, but we can make a turkey whenever, and some stuffing and mashed potatoes. Football's not quite there yet. We can play football in December and January.
Yeah, there you go.
November.
I'd probably go for our current month, April.
Getting rid of my birthday, man.
That was my second option, actually.
This is why I put that down first.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe because it's been very wet here.
Yeah.
But like, it's just on the verge of like still winter, but you're kind of getting some spring. I'm just like, let's just one or the other. And if you go to March, then you'd be losing March Madness. And if you go to May, then it's like you're losing some spring. So I would say the second one would probably be like August.
I was gonna
say the dead of summer, like the heat of summer.
I was gonna say, growing up, my answer probably would have been August because it's like the month before school starts. It's like half summer, half your mindset's thinking about school, and so it's like you're in that limbo area. So growing up, August, but I think now let's say February.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder to download those anatomies, and again, reach out to us with any questions that you have.
Yeah, we're here to help. Thanks.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
See ya.